Hello, welcome to the Grassroots Champions Soccer Podcast, Episode 7. Today on the show, youth soccer is outdoors again. Great time. In youth soccer, we're talking about your mindset and objective as coaches, as well as...
I'm going to talk about the pressure that kids are experiencing in the game today and some things that maybe they can do to overcome that.
In pro soccer, we have a game. Nate, what's the game about?
So, every team right now has a really good player. But would that player be good enough to play on your club's all-time teams? We're going to talk about 10, 12 different clubs and see if these players can make those squads.
In extra time, there are a couple goals, but we focus on the memes, and there's Arsenal memes for sure, and you guys will find out why.
Tough week for those guys. And then something fun for you guys in the scouting report, something we've been doing lately. We'll talk about that.
Today on the Grassroots Champions Soccer Podcast.
Hey everybody, so our question of the day is, what are we looking forward to most in summer soccer? Please respond in the comments down below.
Let us know what you're looking forward to most this summer.
Alright guys, so fun fact, between myself and Coach Zubel here, who do you think's bowled more games in the month of May?
Me for sure.
This guy's probably bowled 100 games already this month. It's pretty cool to see.
This month, yeah. It is currently May 9th when we're filming this. So, yeah, it's been about 100 games. I did 24 in the last 2 days. Bowling addict. Here we go. I'm having a great time, though. I'm a multi-sport athlete, like a lot of players are, like Nate is, too. It's not quite figuring out the golf season right now, but right now we're going very heavy into bowling. Loving getting a little bit better every single day.
Yep, and all you soccer fans out there, I mean, take solace in this. This guy's been bowling hard, and every other game's a 200 now, so he's really, really improved since we started.
My hand hurts a little less every time I go now. I've been resting a little bit. Work hard, rest well. You got to do both. Youth soccer, we're outdoors. Great times. We both have USYS going on. First couple tournaments of the season. Nate, how have your boys' results been recently?
Things have been going well. Up until last week, both teams had a shot at winning the USYS League, which is pretty cool. Although with MLS Next coming, it looks like it's going to be the last season of it. But the thing that we're looking forward to most is next week is Minnesota State Cup.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to that. We've got a couple games, midweek games. Exciting times.
National Sports Center.
Good soccer at our place, National Sports Center. Right,
7-minute drive for me.
Would you call that a home field advantage?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah. All right, we'll take it. Tough tournament to win. We're going to need all the advantages that we have.
Yes. We'll see you in Kansas City.
Oh, yeah. Nate, we don't usually just wear jackets on this show. I've got a special jersey today. Ooh. Nate hasn't even seen this. He doesn't even know I'm wearing it.
Oh, I'm excited.
And, okay, let me start with this. I have a new team until May 22nd. Can you guess what that team is?
Let's see.
Who would I be a fan of temporarily?
Give me the date again. It better not be Tottenham Hotspurs.
Are you joking? It's Manchester United.
Let's go! What? Wow!
This is my first soccer jersey I ever got. I think it's 2005. Ronaldo on the back.
I love that one.
Oh, yeah. It's falling apart. It's a relic, but been hanging on to it all these years since 2005. I think I got it. So
we can retire it to the wall after we're done with it.
It was my first trip ever to Planet Soccer, the town over from my hometown, and I saw Ronaldo playing like maybe a couple months before that. I'm like, whoa, this guy is crazy. And the guy in Planet Soccer, his name's Greg. He was like, no, he's not that good. He just does tricks. I'm like, oh, those tricks are sweet. Nice. So I got a Ronaldo jersey, and he just shook his head the whole time.
I wonder what Greg would think now. All right, guys. Well, I'd like to give a little bit of a tribute with my jersey today. This guy kind of came into my window back in 2016 when a certain club out of nowhere went off and decided to win the Premier League. It's the club's first title ever. He's stepping away from the game, or at least with this club. They got relegated this year, and so without further ado, we're rocking the King Power.
And it's a party.
Jamie Vardy. It's a Vardy party.
He's going to show up in extra time, too. He did something a little crazy this week. Very on brand. On brand.
Yep. Don't drink too many Red Bulls, everybody.
And, we had our first tournaments of the year. Well, we had one in the fall that was kind of a jamboree, but we went to Iowa recently, played a tournament there with both my U9 teams. Didn't win it.
For you guys? Oh,
didn't win it.
Good competition.
And this is something we'll talk about in youth soccer, is we want to get better every single game, every single half. If you can get better every half, get better every training session, that's what success is. So, we came out, it's grass, we were used to training on turf, indoors, we get exposed to the elements, and some of those teams that were there are already used to that stuff, which doesn't explain why we lost, or we won some games too, don't get me wrong. Didn't just go lose them all. And make it sound that way sometimes. And something I want to talk about in youth soccer is, it's not about the winning all the time. It's not about the results. A lot of the time, coaches have the wrong mindset. And that mindset is, if we win games, we are doing well. Have you ever heard of something like that?
Oh, yeah. I think I hear it about every weekend, one way or another.
And don't get me wrong, I say this a lot, where I'm like, I don't care about results. Results don't matter. They do. It's just tertiary, right? It's like third level. It's not as important as players enjoying the game, staying in the game, retention. That should be everyone's number one goal, I believe, is keeping players in the game, keep them playing, whether it's for the red team or the blue team. Doesn't really matter. If we create that love of soccer, kids will stay in the game and they'll want to keep improving, and then those results will come afterwards, right? We've seen it a bunch where it's like, yeah, you're really good at U9, you win a bunch of games, but then do you keep getting better, or a team's going to catch up to you that maybe lost at U9, but they have a coach with a mindset, or a club, or whatever it is, the program, where we try to get better all the time, and that's what we do, right? Not focusing on the results, not focusing on, especially like evaluating players too early. We have to put them on teams for a certain reason for competition, but it's not like, this player's on the third team, they're doomed forever. If you're at a good club, it's not like that, right? It's keep improving those players.
And correct, yeah.
Yep.
Seeing the development in the player.
And when you have that mindset as a coach, it reduces pressure, right? It reduces pressure on you, the players. It reduces the perceived pressure from the spectators, if you know what I'm talking about. And playing these games like USYS games, it's good soccer, and it really makes you appreciate what's going on at U9 and 10, and staying calm, right? Because even during the USYS games, I think coaches should set a good example for the players, have good demeanor, and of course, it's way easier to do that when you're not focusing on the results. And just if a goal happens, you'll see some coaches that have their ego, and it's about them. They call those like coaches, right? It's like, I won the trophy, I lifted this up, and then I'll give it to my youth team, right? Or I saw one, this was 10 years ago. The coach was joysticking. The players went all the way down the field from the goal kick. He yelled out every instruction, cross. Kid's in front of the goal. He says, shoot. Kid shoots it. Coach didn't go like, yeah, you guys did. He went like this, and like turned his back to the field. I'm like, that's crazy. You just told them every step. It's like he's playing FIFA, right? So it goes both ways. Coaches can get extremely excited when they get a good result. They can also go down into the deep depths when they lose, if we're focused on results. And then both of those, I don't think, set a great example for the players. Yes, we want to see the positivity, the passion when you score a goal. We don't want to see it the other side, though. So just thinking about that, it's not about the results. It's about improving, right? We get better every day. You see One Punch Man right here. If you guys don't know the story, he's just a normal guy who trained so much every day that he became a superhero, which was his goal. It's actually kind of funny. He got so good that he destroys everything with one punch. So he tragically doesn't get to be the superhero he wants and get in these epic battles because they end right away. So you guys do that.
Doesn't make it fun.
Right? Try to get better every single day. Try to be like Saitama, One Punch Man, and just keep getting better. Right? And when you focus on things like that, everything clicks into place in the youth game. For example, we lost. My girls' team lost the first game of fall season, 0-25. Oh. They rushed with 5 players in the build-out line the entire time and didn't take their foot off the pedal at all. The club even posted about it on Facebook afterwards, which was weird. They posted the score. But then we played them last week. We lost 0-11.
That's progress.
And when you lose 0-11, U9 girls start crying, right? They're having a bad time. They start negative self-talk or about teammates. There was none of that at all, right? The whole time, I'm shouting out in both those games. I'm shouting out the good things we're doing. If they're pressing us really, really fast, I'm like, whoa, look at the great reps that we're getting. I literally shouted that out the first game because I'm like, hey, they're rushing. It's really, really tough to get by 4 or 5 players. We're getting great reps at building out. But they had a great time. We did a cheer after the game. Everyone went home happy. So that's the power of having a healthy mindset as a coach, focusing on the things you can control. And, it's not about coach winning games. Sometimes people get mad at me for... I've mentioned this before about not yelling at teenage referees during U9 games, and I'm just not going to do it. And there's bigger things at stake here, right? When else would you yell at a teenager? You probably get arrested for it if you do it in certain places. I'm not going to do it on the soccer field, right? And a parent even asked me this fall. He said, "Why don't you yell at the referee and ask for more fouls?" I'm like, "Because that referee is 13. I literally know that kid. I'm not going to be yelling at him." And coaches don't win games like that, right? Coaches don't win by manipulating the referee. They don't win games by telling the players what to do. You certainly can do those things. You're able to. I don't think we should be doing those things. But coaches win in training, right? That's where we win. The games are an opportunity to show that, and the coach doesn't need to have their ego in that and be a really, really big part of it. It's about the players and focusing on the positive things, the improvement, right? Still giving feedback and correction, but I'm focusing on, wow, Nate, really good idea. Sometimes I say that when Nate has a great idea, but the execution isn't there. I don't go, oh, kick it harder. I'm like, Nate, great idea. Keep looking for that one. Nate, how does that make you feel as a player?
Makes me feel good. I'm making my own decisions, and I'm getting positive reinforcements from it.
Boom. And going into your thing, I think that all reduces the pressure on the players.
It certainly does, which leads into my category of the youth segment, and that's overcoming pressure. I think not only in sports, but in the academic part of the world too. I was just talking with my 15-year-old the other day. He's got driver's classes going on. He's in school. He's doing soccer. There's a lot on their plates, and so we just kind of talked about that, and it made me go down the rabbit hole and see, is part of that pressure coming from me? Is it coming from his team? And so, but there were kind of 4 main things that they talked about pressure, at least in the sporting environment. And it does come from parents. It comes from their coaches. It comes from their teammates. And then most importantly, it comes from their own self-expectations. And so we kind of talked about it, but we were like, how can you manage pressure? You can make pressure and turn into like diamonds, right?
Diamonds.
Enough pressure and turns into something fantastic.
I saw this meme. little sidebar here. I saw a meme earlier this week that said, "If pressure makes diamonds, why do I just feel sweaty and blamed?" Which some players might be feeling, right? When they're feeling that pressure of all those things happening all at once.
That's hilarious. And so, since we can't make diamonds, at least on the soccer field, some of the things that they suggest for you guys, if any players are listening in, you can kind of visualize your games, right? Like maybe on the car ride there, you think about, I might not score today. Let's say you're a defender, but I can visualize, I know that I'm going against a fast player. Maybe you've seen him before and you understand that if you can get there quickly, you can win the ball, before the player has a chance to get around you. And so just kind of visualizing may help take that pressure off a little bit.
So you're saying in this part of the field, I might imagine myself hunting this ball and stepping in front like that?
Yep, exactly. Instead of, maybe waiting to react like you normally do, and then you start, you feel that pressure. The player beats you once, and then, it might multiply.
Kind of like practice, right? Your mind's been there before, so when it happens in the game, you snap right into that, and you have those expectations, is the right word?
Almost.
It's like practice, right? You're practicing with your mind before you play with your body.
Yep, that's a good way to put it. Another thing that we can do to manage it, and I actually looked into it. It's rather expensive, but it's very efficient. And that's hiring a mental coach. And the one that we did, he worked with baseball players, but we had a chance to meet him, and he's got the thing that my 15-year-old kind of took away from it was, growth mindset versus fixed mindset, and how sometimes he gets caught into the fixed, which there's no problem with that. He talked about that too. He was like, if you're a fixed mindset player, you're always going to want to get the goals. but you're going to be an unhappy player if you don't score. Or if you look at it from a growth mindset standpoint, you might not score the goals, but hey, maybe I put it on frame, or I got 3 shots today, or in prior games I get 1, things like that.
Talking about the process, right? That's what we talk about, the process that leads to good things. As long as you do those things really well, you can feel happy about your game.
Yep. And then the thing that stuck out the most to me was just positive self-talk. And going back to bowling, I bowled competitively as a youngster, and I would leave a 10-pin, as we're wont to do, and I would get in my own head and say, like, oh, you got to do something. You got to stop getting these 10 pins. But actually, if you look at it as, it's just 1 pin left. I can knock that down, and I'll come back and try it again. That helps develop kind of the mental growth in the game and maybe take some pressure off, or you can miss.
As someone who leaves the 10 pin quite a lot, I'm getting really good reps at hitting it now. And that's my mindset, is like, oh, I get another chance to hit this. And now, you saw last night, we just went bowling. I hit it like every time.
Yeah, he was doing great.
Little swaz.
80%, 90%, yeah.
It's getting up there.
We're doing good. So to take away from this in soccer, maybe like, let's say you hit a corner and you don't get it to the box and you're down in yourself. Well, just think positively and say, well, the next time I get a corner, I'm going to put it centrally, or, I'm going to even take it to the far post. Show these guys that I can do it.
Actually, this is something that we talked about. We just traveled to Illinois for some USYS games, and lots of pressure on these players, right? We're traveling, we're playing against teams from Illinois that we'd never seen before, and the players want to do well, so they get in their own heads, right? Just like you did when you were a youth bowler. Probably still do a little bit when you're
when I'm bowling with these guys.
Yeah. And we just talked about mental resets, right? It's just, hey, maybe it's like a tug of my jersey, maybe it's rolling my shoulders, maybe it's like a word, like we said, lock in. So anytime we said lock in, players reset themselves and make mistakes last 1 second, not 10 minutes, right? Because if it's 10 minutes and you do that, that's probably going to lead to more mistakes, and then it just snowballs. Whereas if you reset, hey, I'm good. Let's focus on what we're doing and let's play.
I love that. It's great. And so, yeah, that actually leads wonderfully to my next segment, building blocks, that being one of them.
All right.
Coping mechanisms, which he actually just talked about. And so, use the reset as a chance to get through the situation, or, whether it's a tug on the jersey, or, maybe a look at coach and just a positive word or chat. Another way you can do it is through networking. Set yourself up with people, that, let's say the captain of the varsity team, he's been there, done that, and he's doing great now. Well, how did he get to that level? Maybe network yourself and have a chat with the player and see what you can do to improve your own game.
For sure. Yeah, it always helps to have someone with experience, someone that you look up to that you can model yourself after, right? And it doesn't mean that we have to be exactly perfect, right? You might not be one punch man, but you have someone. But you have someone that you're chasing, right? You have someone that you're looking up to, and that can help you stay on the right track.
Yep.
Great stuff. Yeah, overcoming pressure, major in youth soccer, right? There's for some reason we put so much pressure on players. I think we should give as many resources towards overcoming that pressure as well. So, very helpful tips.
I'll offer one more building block, and that's encouraging affirmation. And that's something that Charlie did a great job at U9 with the boys. I think they almost came home thinking they were the best players in the world.
They were at the time.
But if you can have just a positive word, or something even behind the scenes, after the game, just be like, hey, I remembered that was your corner kick went far post, where the other 5, but proud to see that you're able to get the ball across the box, or just something simple like that.
Yeah, or really blow it up as a coach and be like, that ball was perfect, right? So they don't focus on the other ones and not just, I got 1 out of 5, but it's like, that was literally the exact same ball that I was hoping that you would play. That was awesome. Give him a high five. Nate feels better. Here we go.
Now I'm going to get my 10 pins.
Yeah.
And finally, for these kids, something that they can do is, it's easy to say, but it's kind of hard to implement. But if you can just enjoy the process, and the things that they talked about to make that simpler for the kid is, emphasize the steps, whether it's 1 pass, 1 tackle, 1 corner kick. It just takes 1, right? And instead of I can't, it is I can. And they're having fun doing it.
Yeah.
and then focusing on their specific skills. So if you have, a kid who's 5'10 and 120 and he's lanky and he likes a little bit of physical contact, mention that to him. Say, you really jostle that guy off the ball and didn't give him a chance.
Yeah. I read this. I didn't read the study, okay, but I know it well enough that it said something about growth mindset. If you tell a player you're smart, anytime that they get, like, let's say an answer wrong at school, they're going to think, oh, I'm not smart, right? And they're like, oh, I was told I was smart, especially really, really good players. They're told all the time probably, wow, you're really good. Wow, you're really good. Maybe even they tell the parents, it's like, wow, your son's really good. And then they tell them that. And this player is hearing, oh, I'm good, I'm fast, I'm strong, whatever it is. And then something doesn't happen. Maybe they lose a game, maybe they miss a pass, whatever it is. Maybe they're Saka and they miss that one from outside the box at PSG. And now that player is thinking, well, I was told I'm all these things, and now reality is that I'm not. When really they still are. All you do is just make one error, right? And it's not a terrible error. It could just be a small thing. But if you focus on things like effort instead of adjectives describing that person, so instead of saying, Nate, you're a great player, you're amazing dribbler, or whatever it is, I could say, wow, I really appreciate the pressure. I
put on myself.
I appreciate that you practice. I appreciate, you had a great effort in that game. Or it could be even tactical, right? Hey, I know that didn't work all the time, but I like how you were pursuing our game plan. Like, we had a game plan and you were sticking to it. You got that one down there?
That's amazing. So the last thing I was going to talk about, and this actually had like the most, when they did the research, percentage of success. But you just find your role in the game plan. And, not everybody's built the same way. Not every player's fast, not every player's strong. But if you can find your role, whether it's tactical, you can sit in the six and you see the entire field and you're able to make that simple switch. Or, you're a defender that can close down everything. Just find what works for you, enjoy it, and, with that, hopefully the pressure will lighten up a little bit.
Yeah, I think this is super awesome because I didn't even read his list at all before we started.
You didn't even see it, guys.
And I was talking with another coach recently, just this past weekend at the Spring Cup tournament, another tournament that just happened. And I was saying, players usually appreciate things that they see in other people that they don't possess. Like, I play with a guy called Adrian. He has an amazing engine. He's very fit. No comment. But one thing I really appreciate about him is his tackling and how he anticipates while defending. I'm not a defender. I have a Ronaldo jersey. Okay, I what do you call it? Maybe Jamie a luxury Vardy. Player sometimes. Where I appreciate those things about him because I don't possess those skills. My skills are in other places. So, players out there, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have the art, the technique, the skill. You don't have to have the grit, the physique, the physicality, whatever it is. Being able to slide tackle. You don't have to do all of those things and get box to box and play your position and find space really well. Try to, but don't get down on yourself if someone's better than you at maybe one of those areas.
Right, even messy walks.
Messy walks, yeah.
All right, guys, so now that we've talked a bunch about overcoming pressure, maybe you, the viewer, would like to respond in the comments. How did you overcome pressure? What things did you use? Or maybe you're still trying to figure out a way. What would you like to have somebody mention for you?
Yep, put it down in the comments. Remember, when you're commenting on these videos, comment at least like 3 times so we get our message out there. Like, share, subscribe. I'm not going to wait until the end to say it.
There we go. Like it now. Hit the button.
We get like 100 views on all of our videos so far, on average. We'll get more if you guys help us out. Like, share, subscribe. If you're watching right now, before we get into...
If we get to 200 views, you guys can pick my jersey. As long as I own it. I have about 50.
All right.
I'll wear the jersey of your choice.
So do all that stuff. And Nate, you know someone or a group of people who face a lot of pressure in soccer? Professional soccer players. Okay, we're going to talk about them next. See you on the other side.
Welcome to the pro soccer segment.
Ooh. Now, Nate, you brought something to my attention. We are basically done with the season right now. There's like a week left, and then it's all, or a couple weeks left?
Yeah, I think 2 games in most leagues, and then the 3 European competitions.
All right. So I think you got some awards for us. Not just the things of the week, things of the...
We're at season awards.
Whoa. All right, hit us.
So, all you Ballon d'Or voters, you can just take notes from me. Our player of the season is actually down to 3 players. I don't think I can award one quite yet because we still have 2 weeks to go. But on my list, number 1, and I think he ends up winning. He's been nothing short of sensational for Barcelona this year. And it's not the teenager. It's the Leeds winger, Rafinha. Ooh. If you remember, he was in the Premier League not too long ago.
I remember. I thought he was going to come to Arsenal. There was that thing where he was, rumors, Arsenal's tied to everyone.
You guys have a vast treasure chest.
Imagine him on Arsenal, this Champions League.
Bukayo Saka on the other side.
Rafinha, get over here. Let's go.
Both of you guys are out, and Arsenal could have won it if you had joined them instead.
Silly man. All right. Who else?
Player number 2, and this one's kind of fun for me because September, October, November, December, this guy was ruling the roost. Nobody was even close to him. And now in these last couple weeks, I don't know, maybe he got like a contract extension or something, and he's kind of leveled off here. But Mo Salah, take a bow.
Yeah.
I think in March you had 45 goal assist contributions. I mean, those numbers that's back to the Ronaldo, Messi, Madrid, Barcelona days. So
the guy's been crazy.
He's been pretty awesome.
No other comment. He's been crazy.
My third one, and I tip my cap to this guy. It's gone. In any case, the guy got to start at Borussia Dortmund. Phenomenal player, won like Bundesliga Rookie of the Year. Then that summer he was gone. Sold to Barcelona for $150 million, where he never saw the pitch because he was always hurt or whining or crying. He was a little baby. And then he ended up going to PSG. Well, long story short, Ousmane Dembele, you deserve your flowers, man. You have been, especially since January 1st, the best player in the world. I don't really think it's up for debate. PSG's in the final Champions League. Up until 2 weeks ago, they hadn't lost in Ligue 1. They lost their last 2 games because they don't care. And then next weekend, they'll be playing in the French Cup final. So if PSG wins the treble, I think the Ballon d'Or is easy. For me, Ousmane Dembele, congratulations.
3 good choices. All wingers.
Interesting that. Erling Haaland, where'd you
go? Nate, we do have the Ballon d'Or list right here of... What is this? Top 20 Ballon d'Or favorites as of today, May 9th. Number 1, Dembele.
Makes sense.
Number 2, Yamal. Good choice.
Wish I could have done it, yes.
Rafinha, there you go, number 3. Number 4, not a winger, Donnarumma. Oh my gosh.
Which way? Yeah, well, you saved him that way and this way.
Yeah, I'll put the video up here of him just stopping Arsenal at every step of the way. Crazy. And he's been a first-team player for 10 years. He started at 16, I think, with Milan, right?
AC Milan, yeah.
10 years of experience. This is that guy where it's like, I need 20 years of experience, at least 18 years old or whatever. He's there. He's probably the best goalie in the world right now, and he's only 26.
It's crazy. Yeah, and he won the Euros, 2 years hence? You guys special. Yeah, beat all the Englishmen that penalty shootout, or at least couldn't score on them. They're terrified.
I'm terrified. Number 5, Salah. There you go.
There they are.
That's right here. He knows everything. We got Pedri, Kane, Mbappe, Martinez, Lewandowski.
Give a shout out to Lautaro Martinez. Congrats on the Champions League final.
Kvaratskhelia. I think I got that.
You did really well there.
Nice. I'm going to put his name up here just so everyone can see. Nuno Mendes, Vitinha, 2 more PSG players, right? Bellingham, Vinny Jr., Gyökeres, Hakimi, another one. Dumfries, who was a joy to watch in the Inter Milan game. Wow. Guy gets forward. Declan Rice. Yeah! Number 19. We'll take it.
Stay tuned on that one too, guys.
And then Doué, who's a guy who I just saw for the first time 2 days ago when Arsenal lost to him. So...
Just give PSG the Ballon d'Or trophy.
Yeah, it's like their whole first team's on here. But any surprises in there?
Nuno Mendes wingbacks, it's really hard to amplify like what they can do for a team on that type of scale. So the fact that he's being recognized for it, either one means he's really, really, really good, or two, there's not that many good wingers after the top three.
They got Hakimi on there too.
It's crazy. So PSG it's coming from everywhere. Yeah, and their center mid Vitinha as well.
Ooh, what a team! All right, well, they're in the final for a reason.
Goal of the year. It came down to two. But for all of you that watched the Arsenal Real Madrid Champions League tie, which I know he did, dude, that goal.
Which one?
Declan Rice. Fair play. Declan Rice, number 2. That, for a guy that, like, I wouldn't want him taking my set pieces. I didn't know he had that in his arsenal.
He actually has never scored a free kick before that game. I just watched his last, I think it was 17 free kicks when he was at West Ham before that day. And they're, getting skied over and going over there. I'm like, is this the same guy? But, free kicks isn't even his best attribute. He came alive in that game for some reason. Amazing to watch, but, wow, can we pay West Ham another $100 million for him?
Right?
Or clone him?
Can we steal him for $200 million?
I'm a big fan of cloning. Not in general, but if we, just for this purpose, if we clone Declan, have 2 Declans in midfield.
They're going to win the Champions League.
Clone Marino, so we have a center mid and a forward now.
And a quick shout out to the Manchester United loanee, Anthony Dos Santos. Your goal over the weekend for Real Betis was chef's kiss. We miss you. We don't want you back, but we miss you. We miss what you could have been. Amazing goal. Take a look if you can.
It sounds like he's talking to his ex-girlfriend right now. Hey, you were amazing. It was all us. We're sorry. Please come back. She's not coming back, Nate.
No.
All right. Team of the season?
First, we got to talk about the flop.
Oh, flops. Ooh, there's more? More than one?
Well, it's all in one city.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I hate to do this to you guys because you've won everything under the sun for the last 6, 7, 8, 10 years. But Real Madrid going out to Arsenal when you thought you had the greatest transfer window in the history of European soccer by signing Kylian Mbappe on a free from PSG, who, what did we say, had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players on the list of 20 Ballon d'Or.
I almost ran out of fingers to count on.
And they're in the Champions League final, and you, Kylian Mbappe, are staying home.
Wow.
Yeah, flop of the season. You made it easy for me, guys.
Maybe he's a guy who's feeling the pressure, right?
Ooh.
Giant transfer, goes to a giant team, playing in the giant competitions against the giant Arsenal.
Can't be easy.
Maybe you're feeling the pressure, right? Maybe the same thing with Dembele when you said he was crying, whining. Maybe he had all these expectations on him, and now he's
something about those two clubs, right? It takes a special player to thrive in those situations.
It's the money, it's the expectations, it's the media, it's the fans, it's probably their own selves too. They want to do a good job. So, can you imagine just being in those shoes? I get scared for men's league Sundays. So.
All right, Kylian, if you're watching, put it in the comments. Are you experiencing a lot of pressure playing for Real Madrid?
And take a look at those other comments from earlier. Maybe someone has something to help.
2026 Champions League finalists, guys. Real Madrid, you heard it here first.
Arsenal, we got this. A few signings, we're good.
All right, guys. And last, certainly not least, this is always a fun one. This is the one I spent my most time on because there's 15 of them, honestly. But this is team of the season. You could talk about Harry Kane at Bayern winning his first trophy ever, which is pretty exciting.
I'm not really clapping.
No, we're not. In fact, Tottenham could tie him on trophies if they beat Manchester United. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But Barcelona's been fantastic. PSG, you've been fantastic. Mainz, who in Germany was in the top 4 until about 2 weeks ago, which is pretty special for a club that has the budget of Blaine, Minnesota. I think they're going to miss out on Champions League, but they've had really good season as well. Inter and Napoli, going back to the Serie A questionnaire that I had for Charlie. Those two kind of pulled away. There's 3 games left. Napoli's in the driver's seat. They're up by 3 points. Both teams play 3 bottom half sides, and so it's Napoli's to lose.
I just realized we haven't checked on the Swiss League since episode 5.
Ooh.
We're not going to.
But if you're curious and you want to know, let us know in the comments, please. Who won the Swiss League this year?
And comment twice, right? Comment something about Grasshopper, maybe a different club. I don't think Grasshopper. Yeah, that was the team running away with it.
They had the best goal difference, but they were all tied on points.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, it was all on the same points. So maybe the league to watch, we have no idea.
Yeah.
we
really
haven't tuned in.
And then quick shout out, Crystal Palace. If you win the FA Cup, I think it'll be your club's first trophy in years and years and years. Hoping you do it, especially against Man City.
Yeah.
Got to give you guys a shout out. But for me, team of the season, Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They knocked out Liverpool. They knocked out Aston Villa, who had a great European campaign. They knocked out the English giants Arsenal, who...
The mighty Arsenal.
Yeah, nobody really wanted to play them. Arteta said it. They were the best team in Europe all year.
Yeah, and I think they were on episode 4, I think. And we mentioned them maybe stumbling a little bit in the Champions League. And then you said they found their footing. Another prediction by Nate that came true. Put another coin in the Nate Confer was right jar. God knows his stuff.
Been doing all right. So, yeah, PSG, congratulations. My team of the season. Don't lose to Inter, please. It'd make me look bad.
Lose to Inter, please.
Lautaro.
The Inter team is very fun to watch.
They're sneaky.
We haven't even mentioned the Inter-Barcelona game that often. 7-6 on aggregate. 3-4 in the second leg. 3-3 the first leg. Thierry Henry said he was getting bored of soccer and watching, because he's a pundit, he watches a lot. And I'm sure wasn't thrilled with Arsenal's injuries and whatnot this season, but he said, wow, that was the first time that I was excited again to watch. That was what we watch for, right? Heavy metal, explosive football.
Attack after attack. The last goal of regular time was, in a crazy heavy metal attack.
Oh, yeah. It looks like U9 soccer sometimes. Just back and forth, open game. A lot of goals. That's what we like to see. That was a great game. So
thank you, Inter. Thank you, Barca.
I am actually going for Inter just for an entertainment purpose. Very neutral. Well, PSG knocked Arsenal out, so maybe not so neutral. But should be a thriller. What is that game?
Should we go on? It's the end of May. I believe May 20... It's late. May 28th, May 29th. Don't quote me, you guys. But put on your calendars. End of May. Right after Memorial Day weekend.
I will be watching. We will be there.
So, perfect segue again. We've been doing really good today. But games to watch.
Hey.
We'll finish with that one. That is the game to watch. We'll start with the Conference League final. Chelsea. I think they deserve a round of applause. Way to go, Chelsea. Finalists playing Real Betis.
Nate, for some people who don't know, what is the Conference League of Europa?
So, it also was the 36 team.
I'll put that up again, third time.
But that was more of the, I don't want to call them lesser sides because great soccer. But that was your Fiorentinas. They finished 7th in Italy. That's how they got in. I think Chelsea got in as a 6th place team.
Antony's Betis.
Yes, Real Betis. Snuck in as well. Some other fun teams too. I can't remember any of their names, but they're all... There's an Estonian team that was in there. There was a Polish team that I believe made the quarterfinals.
I just saw a team named for the first time, like Bomo Glint.
Ooh, they made Europa League.
Norway, I think.
Norway.
They're Norwegian.
And fun fact, I think, if somebody was telling me the truth, Bodo Glint is north of whatever line it is that on winter solstice, they don't get any sun. It's got to be miserable.
They can train all night and don't even know.
Chelsea, Real Betis. I don't know when that game's going to be played, but if you guys can figure it out, tune in. A final's a final. Usually fun.
Yeah. Antony will be there. Antony has been very hot-headed. He's been scoring goals. He's been doing crazy sellies. Just watch for him if you're not going to watch for any other reason. There's going to be memes. You know there's going to be memes. Good. Whether they win, it's going to be look at what happened. How dare Manchester United. I'm a fan, though, until that day. Until your next game.
We can open episode 8 with an Anthony banger. Hopefully.
There will be one. There will be one.
Next up, we have we can call it the Champions League elimination game, the Europa League final. So
Champions League rejects.
Yeah. So for all you viewers that aren't familiar, Manchester United, I believe, sit 15th in the Premier League table, and Tottenham sits 16th. We're really flying.
Mid-table battle in the Europa League final.
Europa League final. You heard it here, guys. One of those teams is going to be playing Champions League football in September.
Wait, I forgot about that. If you win the Europa League, you automatically get a spot,
automatically
right?
Get in.
Crazy.
So for all this crap football, that notice how it's still up. So I think this is a good sign, guys. Go back to episode 2. That thing was up for about 90 seconds. So the team's gotten better. The scarf's staying up.
Amarim looks like he's enjoying soccer now.
He was having fun.
At the end of the last game when Mount scored the left-footed goal from like halfway, he was smiling and laughing on the sideline.
A couple claps.
That was great. He's leaning over. I'll put the video up if I can find it. But he's leaning over the sideline, laughing, elated, just having a great time. Like to see it because there were a lot of doubts when he came in.
Yeah, made a lot of changes, loaned out a lot of players.
Get Anthony back. Get the new stadium that we mentioned last time.
Rashford.
The Harry Maguire Stadium, right?
That's what we decided on, isn't it?
Oh, one of those names was Anthony Arena.
That's right.
Bring him back.
Now we got to bring him back. Anthony, you're forgiven. Come on.
Hey, pay $100 million for him because the stadium's going to be $2 billion. So it's nothing compared to that.
Yeah.
What's 2.1 billion? You know.
All right, guys, and game of the season. You got to watch it. I'm sure there's gonna be watch parties everywhere. I might host. I might be down at Brits local. Shout out to you guys. That's Inter Milan and PSG, the Champions League final, the Super Bowl of European soccer.
It's gonna be a classic, I think.
What is your prediction?
Comment your prediction. What do you think the scores will be?
You guys first.
And then I'll go?
And then you go.
Okay. Well, it looks like I'm wearing a PSG outfit right now. I gotta hide the red.
I got a little Inter going on here, guys. Sorry.
This is an Inter podcast for the next 10 seconds. I've got... I'm going to go 2-2 in regulation.
Ooh.
3 or 4-2 PSG. I could see PSG.
It's wearing them down.
Just wearing them down. I mean, we just went through their entire team that's on the Ballon d'Or list.
Donnarumma can't give up 3 goals.
I think there are 2 Inter players, maybe Martinez and Dumfries, who are great players. Jan Sommer.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Probably number 21.
Yeah.
Honestly.
The saves he made in that game, the saves he's been making his entire life. And you know how they got him, right? They sold Onana to your club. My club right now. This is for the next few days. And then they got him on $5 million. I think it was Onana for 50. They got Jan in for 5, and he's much better.
We're both in finals.
Both different finals. I don't think it's any coincidence, though, that the top 4 teams in the Champions League have the top 4 goalkeepers. Right? Donnarumma, Raya, who did I just say? Jan Sommer.
And the former Arsenal guy, Szczesny.
Szczesny great in the Barcelona game, too. Making saves he shouldn't make. Probably smoking too many cigarettes still. Yeah, I don't think it's any coincidence. Top 4 teams in Europe, top 4 goalkeepers, too. I don't know if exactly Szczesny fits in there. He's the one I forgot, but up there for certain.
Yeah. So I'm going to write a fairy tale ending, storybook ending, however you guys want to call it. Ousmane Dembele is going to cap his perfect season and score the only goal in a goalkeeper's extravaganza. I think Donnarumma and Sommer are both going to have excellent games. Neither one's going to cave, but Dembele is going to score late or early, like he's done against Liverpool and Arsenal.
I like that prediction. I forgot. I just talked about the goalies, but yeah.
He's giving up lots of goals. Maybe they'll get hurt.
5 or 6 goals. Maybe as just me being hopeful as a neutral, I want to see some fireworks.
Onana back in an Inter kit.
Oh, I thought you said Osman Dembele for a second. I'm like, how many clubs is he going to?
No, we don't want our goalie. All right, guys. Let's get into it.
Tune into those games or else. Comment your score prediction for all of them. Yeah, that could be 3 different comments.
Yeah.
And then like, share, and subscribe too. Now we're in business.
Everything in 3s.
Yep. And speaking of business time is done. It's time for extra time, meme time.
Wait.
What?
But before we go, we need to talk about soccer players that play for their all-time teams.
The game! I forgot about the game.
Okay, let's play the game, guys. Here we go. We'll go quickly.
This is Nate's
You've already made it to work. You're already driving home, and you're probably heading back to work. So
we're cooking. We're having a party.
We're going to speed this up a little bit for you guys. So the object of the game is to say yes or no, and you guys can play along too. We'll give you 10-second answers. But take your team's best player now, put in your team's best team or one of their best teams all time, and then say yes or no if the player gets into that team. So, for example, we'll start with Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes, who clearly is our best player.
Yeah.
Does he get into Ferguson's teams? Charlie, do you want to start?
Of a certain year?
We'll go the Scholes, Keane, Giggs.
Like 06, 07?
Yeah, right in there.
I don't think they really had like midfielders like that back then. You know, I mean, yes, there were creative guys like that. I don't think he fits in the team for the psychological reasons. You know, he is very emotional sometimes. I think demands a lot from his teammates, which like a Roy Keane, a Wayne Rooney, Rio Ferdinand, Vidic, all those guys would demand of everyone themselves.
What a team to get into.
Gary Neville, Ryan Giggs, those guys with, you know, they used to say, yo, we do, like, their team loses at training, they do 11 push-ups, even though the bet was 10. Bill Beswick, when he went to visit them, asked, hey, why do you do 11? Ryan Giggs said, because we're Manchester United. So that's the mindset. I think that Bruno has some of that, but then the complaining, the whining, which he does every single game, nonstop, which I hate him for. Like we said, just do the artsy stuff. For that reason, I think he would not fit into the first team. Would be a sub they would bring on, maybe as a winger.
That's fair. I snuck him in.
Okay.
He's a dead ball specialist. Him and Beckham could argue over who's going to take stuff, but Bruno is a top-notch talent. I threw him in there just under Ruud van Nistelrooy. And so Bruno Fernandes does make the Fergie All-Star era. We'll talk about Arsenal. And my current favorite player, and he's an underrated one. We talked about Declan Rice, we talked about Bukayo Saka, but honestly, like the engine of this team is Martin Odegaard.
Oh, yeah.
Does Martin Odegaard make the Invincibles?
Invincibles team.
Invincibles.
I'm thinking no. And it's not that he's a bad player, but we were playing a 4-4-2. The two midfielders were Vieira and who was that? Jernberg, right?
Yeah, Freddie Lundberg.
Those guys tracking the entire field, going to the sides to help out, playing attacking and defending, and can do just about anything. Maybe not everything Odegaard can do, right? Maybe I'll put something up here.
Can ping a pass.
He does some great tic-tacky skills, very nice stuff. I just don't think he makes it into that formation, though. Right? Yeah, I don't think he makes it into that 4-4-2 system.
4-3-3 Invincibles? Possibility.
Yeah.
All right, here's a fun one for you guys. Cole Palmer is definitely Chelsea's best player right now. Does he get into Jose Mourinho's Park the Bus Chelsea of 2005-2006, which they conceded, I think, just 11 or 15 times. One of those numbers in 38 matches.
Kind of makes you wonder, would he play as a winger, maybe down the middle as a striker back then?
Right next to Drogba.
Oh, Drogba. Oh. I don't think he can take out Drogba.
He can't take out Drogba.
No.
Can he play with Drogba?
To use Drogba's words, that is a disgrace. A disgrace.
For me, I put, no, Cole Palmer does not. I have Frank Lampard in the 10 anyway. It's too good of a team. That was a great team.
Yeah.
Michael Essien. Just too many guys.
Yeah, we talked about him
Claude
last time,
Makelele.
right? Aaron Robin.
Joe Cole.
Ricardo Carvalho.
Terry.
Petr Cech is goalie?
Yeah. That spine. Sorry, Cole. Get back in the icebox.
I think you meant Ashley Cole because he was there.
Oh, yeah, Ashley Cole, too. No, you keep your spot, Ashley.
Yeah. All right. You
right.
can't trade a Cole for a Cole. Cole is obviously better than Cole, so Cole doesn't make the team that Cole's on already.
Yeah, we got to keep Cole in. This was my easiest one, guys. Second easiest one, guys. Does Mo Salah make the Liverpool Champions League winning squad? Now, before we start, Milan Baros was your striker.
Yes, he makes it. Yeah.
Mo Salah is first name on the team sheet. Right there with Steven Gerrard, Xabi Alonso.
Baros may be best Czech Republic striker. That's where he's from, right?
Yeah, that's good. Euro 2004. He played.
Salah played too, though. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Salah's playing.
Yeah, you can't. Salah makes that team. This one's gonna be fun. Tottenham Hotspurs. Heung-min Son. Does he make any team they've ever had? Yeah. Or every team they've ever had?
I think every team.
I think, yeah. Sorry, Spurs, you haven't been good enough to have a team to keep Son out. So
I actually really liked watching Spurs. Don't clip me. Don't do that. I am a Manchester United fan, remember? Not a Spurs fan. When they had Peter Crouch next to Jermaine Defoe, that was hilarious. Pavlyuchenko would come in sometimes. Ooh. Gareth Bale, Modric. Robbie Keane. Dempsey was around those same years. Aso Okoto said, a guy who never feels the pressure. He said he doesn't like playing soccer. He does it for the money. Talk about lack of pressure. That was a fun team to watch.
They were fun.
Team. Wayne Rutledge.
Yeah. Wow. The wingers, Aaron Lennon.
Yeah. Because the Walcott before Walcotts. He was the Messi of Walcotts.
Can these guys keep Son out?
No. He makes it. I mean, over Gareth Bale at the time, that's a debate. Gareth Bale was the best player in the world at that time, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was right up there. There's a reason Real Madrid went for him.
Well, you got two wings for a reason, right? He beats Aaron.
Let's put Bale on the right. Madrid did it. All right, guys. I can't do this. I'm never going to do it. Maybe Charlie will do it. But the Manchester City 93rd minute, what did the announcer say?
Aguero! That one?
That's the one. And does Kevin De Bruyne get in that team?
Who were the midfielders? They had Toure.
Yeah, Toure. Gareth Barry. And Samir Nasri?
Ew! Yeah, get Nasri out of there.
Yeah, we got... In fact, I asked my boys this one, but you guys, if you're watching, yeah, we all put Kevin in, didn't we?
Yeah. Even when he said Gareth Barry, I'm like, all right, the most milquetoast Premier League player ever? Yeah, I think Kevin.
Doesn't he have most appearances?
Yeah, I'm not saying anything about that, just his style of play. You want a Kevin in there, I think. Yeah. And then you got Yaya Toure behind him.
Yeah. The treble before the treble. All right, guys, here comes some fun ones.
I thought you were going to ask about some of their best years before the money came in, like the Benjani years. That was a fun time.
Savino might make that.
Sean Wright Phillips.
Oh, yeah.
They had some other guys
players
too.
Stephen Ireland.
That was before the money when City would get like 15th, 16th, 13th, somewhere in there.
They'd sign everybody else's rejects.
They had Robinho.
Yeah, speaking of.
Said he accidentally went there because he thought his agent said Manchester United. It's my club. Hilarious. It's a joke team, but now... Yeah.
Now they're one of the best in the world.
There you go.
All right, on to Spain. This one was actually really difficult for me. But does Vinny Jr. break into the Bale, Benzema, Cristiano front line?
Are you saying that was the best Real Madrid?
For all intents and purposes, that's probably the one you put...
Figo?
Well,
Figo's Real Madrid?
And Zidane and...
Seedorf?
But Vinny makes that team because their forward was like Fernando Morientes.
Oh, yeah. There you go. So he does make it? Oh, no, you're asking about the new team.
But does he make the BBC?
I'll let you answer that.
Vinny, you always hold up numbers. This is the number you're getting. You're not making that one. 0 out of 10. Just kidding.
Stop holding up numbers.
Yeah, stop it, Vinny. Barcelona, I decided to take Lamine Yamal for this one because I'm curious to see if you think Lamine Yamal can get into the Messi, Suarez, Neymar attack.
Ooh, I was thinking you're going to go Pedro or a team that Pedro is playing on. I'd be like, yeah, Pedro, I mean, he's like they're calling him the next Neymar. I'm not doing that. They are. Those people are. You're not going to take out Messi. That'd be crazy. So, Lamal or Suarez? Suarez was the cutting edge on that attack. So I don't think you. Sounds bad saying this. I don't think you take him out.
MSN all the way?
I think so. I think, hey, he's 17. He's second on the favorites list for Ballon d'Or this year. Just those two facts alone and combined, I think he's got a good future without.
Yeah.
I think someday he makes that team. I'll put it that way.
Ask us this question next year. Probably. We'll put him in. Sorry, 12 more months.
It could be as soon as next year. So
I flipped this one because obviously Donnarumma is the greatest goalie the PSG's ever had. But when he was on AC Milan, does he break into the 2003 Maldini, Costa Curta, Alessandro Nesta AC Milan team?
Was Dida their goalie?
Dida, the Brazilian, was their goalie. Donnarumma, yes. And then we're sitting here talking about AC Milan. It's probably the greatest team of all time. They won a lot of trophies in that era, and they did it with mistake-prone goalkeeper.
Yeah, Dida was crazy. And, hey, if they had Donnarumma, you think they win in Istanbul? I think they do.
Inter Milan. This one was tricky for me because they're like a well-balanced team. Don't really know who I would take out. I took out Lautaro Martinez. You put him into Jose Mourinho's treble-winning campaign with Samuel Eto'o, Gonzalo Higuain, Diego Milito, and some of those guys. I can't. There wasn't one Inter guy that could make that treble team. Walter Samuel, headbutter. The other side of the headbutt. Materazzi.
You could, though, take out Balotelli when he was at Inter Milan. I think Jose Mourinho would be very happy.
Yeah, Mourinho would take Lautaro Martinez.
There's that story of he got a yellow right before halftime, and Mourinho says, okay, he's like, a whole halftime talk for 15 minutes. I only talk to Mario, and I tell him, you have to keep your cool. You cannot get another yellow, or we are out of the Champions League. We're out of this game. 2 minutes into the half, he gets a yellow, red card, gets off the field. So yeah, I think
Lautaro Martinez does make the Jose treble team.
Yeah, I don't think maybe as that first player,
I got that one wrong, guys.
However, great player to bring off the bench for sure.
Yeah. This one's tricky, and a team that wasn't really quite familiar with, but back in the early 2000s, Bayern Munich made a final, lost, then I think made a semifinal, lost, and then won a Champions League in 2001. Does Joshua Kimmich make that Bayern team?
I don't know who's on that team.
That's a tough one. It's Mehmet Scholl. It's Oliver Kahn.
Craziest goalie ever.
A lunatic for sure. I said no. That team was like 30-year-old Germans everywhere, and they were all hard men, and Joshua Kimmich just seems like a great guy.
Yeah. Too nice. I was thinking he could make the team as like a utility player because he can play so many different places.
He could play for Oliver Kahn.
Yeah.
After he gets sent off.
Okay. He subs in at goal. He's that versatile.
All right. I don't know if you'll be familiar with this one. I wanted to talk about my team one time with Julian Brandt, who's been our most consistent player for the last 2-3 years. Back when Jurgen Klopp was with Borussia Dortmund, he won back-to-back titles. Does Julian Brandt get into that team? I took a look at it. It was Mario Götze. It was Robert Lewandowski. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That team is strong. Mats Hummels.
Makes sense.
This one's for you, Charlie. I want to give you a shout out. So another flip. But if you remember, Ronaldinho started his career at PSG.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Can Ronaldinho walk into this treble-winning PSG side?
Where would you play him? We'll start there.
Ooh, he's probably got to take Kvaratskhelia.
I said it better.
He did, yeah.
I got some practice this week hearing the commentators say it. I think... I am not leaving Ronaldinho out of any team. You could say whatever team you want. I'll find a place to
Kvara can play left back.
Yeah. Straight no from me. No. Yes, Ronaldinho can play. No one else would replace him. That's just me, though. I'm very biased about Ronaldinho.
No, he's fantastic. I agree. I said that you got to make room for him somewhere, somehow. Even at 22, 23, he was special.
Yep.
All right, guys, last one. Here we go for all you Serie A watchers. Juventus, and their best player is I don't have one, and so they don't need to walk into any team.
So instead Didn't we talk about him a couple episodes ago, and you said they're kind of just
it's just like 18 nice players,
just a bunch of regular guys who are pretty
Weston
good at
McKennie,
soccer.
Timothy Weah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have Americans and try to make a classic team.
Yeah. For example, guys, can Timothy Weah knock out say Zinedine Zidane of 1998?
Or Nedved.
Pavel Nedved, Edgar Davids, Cristiano Ronaldo in 2017. List goes on and on, guys. Anyway, Timothy Weah has beaten no one.
Nah. That's a good shout. Juventus has always had good sides. The old lady for a reason.
All right, thanks for playing. Hey, if you have one that you'd like to mention in the comments, maybe one we forgot about, you're a Brentford fan, please share.
Or if you want to say, Charlie, you're wrong about Ronaldinho. He just played around the whole time. You're wrong, but you could put it in the comments and comment like 3 times. Okay, now I think we're done with the business side. Is that right?
We sure are. Let's get into those memes.
All right, extra time coming up. All right. You know that sound. It's time for extra time. The blazers are off. The ties are off. The hats are back on. Nate, no. Well, I got a couple goals, but really it's about the memes today.
Bring it.
Let's check out the first one. This is called My Phone When Arsenal Lose. So regular day, nothing. My birthday, I get like 5 messages. When Arsenal lose, people I haven't talked to in months come out of the word work just to tell me that Arsenal lost like I didn't know. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it. As always, I'm always very popular when Arsenal lose. Isn't that
the
funny?
Thing.
Yeah. Speaking of Arsenal, this is Arsenal's season summed up. This is Arsenal bashing Arsenal on the head with Arsenal. Nate, does that ring true?
I think you guys are the almost team this year.
Yeah. It's like I saw another one. Maybe I'll find it and put it up. It's Arsenal when it comes to taking second place, and it's PSG. That's really how it feels. Forever the bridesmaid, never the bride. Yeah. I think next year.
It's time.
Next year, we got this. Okay. Another Arsenal one. I got an Arsenal section here. This is Arsenal from the PSG game. Arsenal chucking every throw into the box. It's Mikel Arteta as Tony Pulis. Stoke City. Roaring to laugh. That was Thomas Partey. Throw the ball in. Going from midfield over there just to throw it. Maybe 5 extra
Whatever
yards.
it takes.
Yeah. Well, we can have fun about it. Did you hear about this debate online? People were wondering if 100 men could beat up 1 gorilla, and who would win in a fight, 100 men or 1 gorilla.
Oof. Gotta give it to the 100 men. Hopefully they're smart enough.
Well, that's the thing is, so many people would get maimed in just the first wave of the gorilla doing this, and basically the answer online was if the men work together extremely well, they can wear down the gorilla and then eventually overpower him. And I even asked AI about this. It said, yes, you can if you plan it really well and everyone's very committed. And
sounds like a soccer game, guys.
Yeah, well, speaking of soccer, back on topic. That was a fun debate this week, though. This is me volunteering to fight the gorilla first if Arsenal don't beat PSG and if Tottenham win Europa League.
Uh-oh.
So I'm really hoping, guys, that my new team, my second team, Manchester United, can pull through, and otherwise I'm fighting that gorilla, and it's over. It's over. It's been that kind of year. I found this tifo before the PSG Arsenal game. Arsenal bottle job since 06. Saka, more like Timu Anthony. And that's blasphemous. Saka's amazing. He's star boy. Timu Anthony, though, that's
a stinger.
It's the new best stinger I've ever seen. I found this guy. It says, man, you should sign him. Have you ever seen this player? It's Anthony.
Dude, what a great goal. Who is that?
Some guy on a green team. Let's check it out. It's Anthony. Free kick against Fiorentina in the Conference League.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the one.
Really, really good goal. I might even throw up another angle of that one so we can watch it. Speaking of United, this is United this year. United in the Europa League, yeah, having fun.
Hey, it's a party.
United in the Premier League, whoa! Does that seem accurate?
That's pretty accurate. We're fighting off. We're done fighting off relegation.
Oh yeah, you guys are safe.
We're officially safe for.
Thanks Ipswich.
The Premier League campaign.
What is this? Oh, Liverpool fan logic. You know what this is about?
No.
This is about Trent, and
boy,
not just Trent.
Yeah.
Going to Real
Another
Madrid.
free signing for Real Madrid.
This is Liverpool fans after singing "You'll Never Walk Alone" before every game, and then sending death threats to any player who wants to leave. What are you guys thinking? What is the logic there? It's like, you'll never walk alone. We love you. Stay at the club, and then like betrayal.
You're gone.
It's just
Death.
It sounds like walking alone. Yeah, Arsenal has a very good. Well, not every player. Nasri, Van Persie. Most players.
Thierry Henry came back.
Most players though still love the club and even work for the club. They're in our academy. Not that Liverpool doesn't have that, but we're not doing that. Mm-hmm. I hope not. I hope you're not sending anything like that to Liverpool or anyone else. Players. Just doesn't make any sense, as you can see with the meme. Everything about this video. Okay, this one is quite the watch. I don't even know what league this is or anything. It's just watch. It's everything. 1-on-0 open goal. Yeah. The guy looks like a creative player from FIFA. The manager's not having it.
So the manager put money on the game?
Maybe this is a manager that's really focused on results, I guess. But at the same time, I could see not telling that player, oh, it's okay. The guy toe-balled it from 8 yards out, went over the goal. Goalie's not even in the goal. It's insane. But yeah, everything about that video. Here's a similar one. This one's titled "Hang It in the Louvre." This is obviously, it looks like men's league.
Uh-oh.
This guy's decently fast. We got a guy falls over, trips his own teammate, and just hilarity ensues after that. That's not even the funny part. They cannot clear their lines. That looks like me shooting with my left foot. They still haven't cleared their lines. Still in the box. The ball's in the box this whole time. Still, they go for another clearance. Can we hit the target?
I gotta start watching Sunday League.
I'm so happy they videotaped these.
Oh, come on.
All right, that was too long. We're not watching that again. If you want to see it, go to France, go to the Louvre. It's hanging up, I'm pretty sure. This is similar again. This is a goal, actually. Watching your U5 attempt to score a goal. Wait, is this PSG? No. Wait.
Can't be.
And we finally scored that one. A little rinky dink at the end. But relatable. We don't have the coordination skills yet. Growth mindset. We will have the coordination skills. Goes for the bike, though. That one's crazy. Just trying to thigh it into the goal. It's basically all you can do when the ball's hit that fast. But that's fun to watch. This one is when you're a guest on a team and you see all the things you want from your own team.
Yeah.
You ever seen that? And it could go both directions. You might go up a team. You're like, wow, Nate, you've been doing so well. We need a guest player. Come to our team. Help us out in this league game. Nate could be like, wow, this team's awesome. I like playing with that guy. They got Dembele as a winger. They got Lamal on that side. I'm a center mid who could just hit through balls to him. Wow, this is amazing. My team doesn't run like that. It can go the other way, where it's like, wow, my team, maybe they're feeling the pressure. Maybe it's cliquey or whatever. They go to maybe a team down even, and it's like everyone's best friends. Everyone's having a great time. So it could be either way. Does that ever happen to you? You go to a different team and you're like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Players, if it happened to you, comment in the comment section down here. Tell us
which way.
Yeah, which way what did you like about guest playing? What's something maybe you wanted on your team that maybe you found through guest playing or just maybe your mate's team? And comment, tell us what you are looking for from your team. Don't make it personal. Okay. You hear a new pope got elected, and he's from Chicago.
Yes, that is exciting.
Which created a lot of other memes we're not going to post here. But here's one. Can you read this one out?
when I get my kid to practice on time with full water bottle and both shin guards.
And that's Nate just waving. Everyone's clapping. Great job, Dad. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Coach.
It's also when we make it home and we still have everything with us, too.
That's the challenging part. I'm not going to tell you how many emails I get about lost balls and even jerseys. You only have one jersey. You can't go to Target and get a jersey.
Don't take it off. Wait till you get home.
Yeah. Have you seen this guy? Steve Bracknell?
I have not.
If you guys haven't seen, he swears a bunch, so I can't put all of his videos here. I even have to blur this one or censor it. He is a Sunday League manager, and he takes it very serious, and it's a parody. He's on this podcast now talking about being a grassroots manager, and just a super funny account. He does swear, so we can't put every video, but this is a little taste of it. He says, listen, cut me open and I bleed grassroots football. XG this, XG that. I said, I remember saying to Tommy, my striker, what's XG mean? He went, expected goals, Steve. I said, I expect them every game, Tommy. So,
that's great.
Shout out Steve. Hilarious. And he's got a lot more content out there. Expect goals. I expect them every game. All right, and last one here. The man himself.
Uh-oh.
The Jersey guy.
We're going to miss you, dude.
We're going to lose the Jersey guy, too, and we're going to miss him if he ever retires. Here's one for Vardy, though. Do you know what this is from last week?
I don't think I've seen it. I saw his goodbye message.
You're going to like this, then. You guys are all going to like this if you haven't seen it. Referee goes down.
Maybe I did.
Referee goes down. The other team's starting their counterattack. What does Jamie Vardy do? The biggest S-houser in the game. Referee's writhing on the ground. He goes over, takes his hand, blows the whistle for him.
Yeah, I did see this.
Which I thought was just like, yeah, fair play. That's pretty funny. I thought that was just funny at the time. He was interviewed afterwards, and the interviewer asked him, hey, why did you blow the whistle? Expecting like some kind of S-house answer. He's like, I saw they were on the counterattack and the referee is down, so I wanted to stop the play and get him medical attention. So, sure, medical attention as they're counterattacking. That's one of the most Vardy things I've ever seen.
Awesome.
Well done, Jamie.
You gave us 10 good years.
That is great. S-house.
Thanks, Jamie.
So, all right, that's it for extra time. Not goal heavy. Maybe we'll do some... Well, maybe highlights of the season next time.
Ooh, we got to throw in the Declan Rice free kick one more time for you guys.
I'll put that up here. And then, hey, if you guys have any videos that you think we missed, any goals that were the best goal of the year.
Did I get my goal this season right?
Let us know. And I'll just put all those videos in our next extra time to end the season. We'll just show the best of everything. Well, not everything that's out there, the best that I could find. That's what extra time is. I just find stuff. Put them in order a little bit. We had an Arsenal section that was fun. You gotta laugh about it sometimes. They say, he who can laugh at himself will be entertained for a lifetime.
Love that. It's a great quote.
Scouting report time. See you on the other side. Okay, scouting report. Things that, we're looking forward to, provide some hope, make us enjoy soccer, exciting things. Nate, how about you kick it off for us?
All right. Well, for me, so we were kind of talking in the behind the scenes, and I've been watching more Serie A than EPL this year. 15th place, but also the Serie A for 3 months was 9 teams tight. And while Inter and Napoli have ran away with it, going down to the final week of the year, they're still separated by 3 points, and so I want to see how that plays out. Inter could win the double, Champions League and Serie A, which is exciting. And then also, little side note, I want us to keep going. By the end of the year, there's a few of us that bowl. There's 4 or 5 guys, but
bowling, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I want to see. You guys are gonna see it on one of these podcasts. One of us is gonna get a 300 game.
What'd you get like 2 weeks ago? Like a
279.
279. I'm on his heels. I got a 255. My previous record a month ago was like 208. So I'm climbing the ladder.
Bowling.
I'm bowling. I'm out there throwing every night. I got the summer pass. I guess I'm looking forward to that. That's part of it's just a personal one for me. Not for you guys. Don't come watch me bowl. But I've got a summer pass from May 1st until August 31st. 6 games a week. Oh, nope. 6 games a day. And I've been using it. What a mistake they made by selling me that.
Hey, how about this? We'll put it in the comments if one of us gets a 300 game, or you know who you are. If one of you get a 300 game, we're going to put it in the comments so everybody knows that We got that perfect score.
Better idea. Equal idea. You know those shirts that we're gonna make someday?
Oh yes.
Those merch. Currently imaginary shirts, but that will be our merch shirts for the podcast when you guys like share, subscribe, all that stuff, and we grow. If you can beat Nate's score of what?
279.
If you can beat that, tell us in the comments. Post a picture for proof, and we'll give you one of these imaginary shirts we keep talking about.
We'll make the shirt.
Yeah, we'll finally make the shirt. How about that?
There's a heat press right back there, guys.
Put 300 right here or something, or 281 or whatever you got. The other part of Scouting Report that I think gives me hope, I really like your idea of the network, soccer network, whether that's someone who was a role model for you that you can look up to, keep that path we talked about growth mindset and improving. It could be maybe you start a podcast with someone, a former soccer parent that was on your team and former assistant coach on that team. Whatever it is, I think you can always find really, really good people in the soccer world. Right, so that's one thing that always gives me hope is, it's a small world, the soccer world, but it's also a really big world too. And there's lots of people who I'm sure think the same way that you do, have the same aspirations as you do, and it will help you get there. So grow that network, right? Meet some people. Make friends, don't burn bridges.
Have fun,
enjoy it. Right? Take some of that pressure off. Right? It's not red team versus blue team. I'm trying to help my players. Nate's trying to help his players. The players are trying to play their game. It's not red versus blue. Sometimes it literally is, but we're here to enjoy our soccer. Right? Everyone is doing the exact same thing, maybe in their own way, but we're all here for the same reason. So, episode 7. Guys. That's it.
Yep. Look for us on YouTube.
Rumble. I'll put the things up.
Yeah.
You guys know where to find us already. The big thing, though, tell your friends where to find us. Right? Get this podcast out there.
Go.
We can get Cam Knowles. We can get Lamine Yamal on the podcast. We can get...
Let's get the next one.
Carlo Ancelotti. He'll be on the next one. Jamie Vardy. He's got some time on his hands pretty soon.
Jamie, come on over. MLS. Let's go.
Messi's in town this weekend. We could get Messi on the podcast in my imaginary world. And we'll all have
episode
t-shirts. 8. We'll all have t-shirts. It'll be a great time. See you in episode 8.
Thanks for watching.